Hey. That's my secret, Cap.
No, yeah, that's great. That's great. That's what we'll come in on.
I did unmute just to make sure that the stream audio was working, and just
Yeah,
came
same.
into
And
Just came in right on that.
I
Hell
literally heard
yeah.
myself say it back. I'm like, all right, it's working.
Hell
but it
yeah.
sounded a bit like a cannon, like you were starting a cannon.
Mm.
That's my secret, Cap. That's my secret, Cap.
All right, recap. What did we do?
Not
Same stuff we did before.
not a lot. Yeah, for the most part.
Ooh, the jitter's back on Discord. That's fun.
Oh,
God
yeah.
damn it.
rough.
Oh yeah,
I literally do not know
I
What?
do the jitterbug.
what to do about that.
Call Verizon.
Jitterbug.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, no, that's not better.
That's not better.
That in fact got worse. It's fine. I'll watch the Twitch stream. It is not jittery.
Why? Why game do that?
I don't think it game. I think it Discord.
Why Discord do that? Why?
Discord don't know Discord do that. Discord dumb.
This is making my head feel weird.
Did
I don't
you
know.
miss
That's my secret, Cap.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always trans.
I always drink alcohol with my melatonin.
Please do not drink. Please do not mix melatonin with.
The FDA
alcohol.
does not advise mixing mixing melatonin with alcohol. Please
does
consult
hurt.
your doctor before doing so.
Online
And your
does
doctor will
recommend-
say, never.
Your doctor will agree with the FDA.
The internet suggests maybe closing some programs you're not using, like Chrome.
That is fair.
Or Medicare.
9 out of 10 streamers say.
I do not have many other programs open other than Firefox.
Hey, the audio's lovely.
How about the
It
task
should be.
manager?
I will open the task manager and check out the processes. The
So,
sticky
Chris, Crispy, what you chewing?
the sticky notes can't be it, right? Oh,
The
Zoro, you want to guess
Guess what?
what I'm chewing?
I don't want to know. what you're
popcorn?
doing.
It's,
I
it's
extremely
popcorn.
don't want to know.
It's got to be and you're just shoveling it into your mouth without touching the popcorn itself.
Yep, it's in a cup because it is cheddar
cup.
cheese and therefore dusty and therefore dirty.
Is
It's
there
disgusting,
anyone
you
in
heard it here.
chat to tell him this is weird?
Chat, what's up?
Okay, so
Thank you. Thank you.
Why Crispy do that?
How intensely can I insult chat?
Yeah, do you want to be one of those streamers that just berates chat?
No.
'Cause I
No.
love those streamers. They're like, chat, you're idiot.
That's just you, Zoro.
I mean, I think that is, in general, our sense of humor, which I only feel comfortable, like, really doing with, people that I know extremely well. Also, Block Puzzle.
So what can I tell your chat to suck?
Your chat is us. So
Hey now,
You're a rock star. Get your game
Chat
on.
Fantastic is in
Oh.
here.
Yeah, I'm sure that's real.
Chat Fantastic made July 2nd, 2021.
One of my favorite streamers just did a Shrek marathon.
Okay.
Not of the movies.
Of like watching the movies, or
No,
yeah.
not the movies. Every awful Shrek video game he could find. It was
Oh dear.
interesting. There are
I
a lot
fear.
of weird ass Smash Brothers Shrek clones.
Why am I not surprised?
And so we're gonna play these.
Okay, that should be all of the packages.
If we want, I mean, I don't know.
What kind of archetype is Shrek?
The worst in the game.
Is that like a Donkey Kong? Are you a Bowser?
No, well, Donkey Kong and Bowser are good. Is the
Hey.
thing.
Is Shrek King DDD? Like, well, who is he?
He's I guess he's
Mewtwo?
probably closest to Donkey Kong.
There we go.
They're both
But
pretty
again,
cheeked
Donkey
out.
Kong is like good.
Get out my swamp!
What are you doing?
Donkey!
None of these games had the actual actors. They were all incredibly awful sound-alikes.
Mike Myers didn't want to do a knockoff Smash
He
Bros.
was too busy. He was too busy doing the Halloween series. Sorry.
Yeah, obviously. What is the current return to the bunker via access point? Right, yes, we just fought the no longer naked Sephiroths in the alien ship.
Onions have layers.
Like naked Sephiroths.
They have layers?
Yeah, I feel like that's the opposite of what their deal is. We have been getting the occasional scenes
I killed my father.
like this throughout this playthrough.
I killed my mother.
The fight with Simone had
Oh, is this
an extent.
Control?
My father. I killed my mother.
The fight with Simone at the end
You do that.
actually had a big monologue from her about her character motivations.
And the agony.
So why is No Face doing this?
To comment on society. That they
Society's to blame. We all live in a society.
Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow?
That was pretty good.
I try.
That concludes our report on the
I
events
actually haven't
surrounding
played
Alien
Bioshock in forever,
I've been
so I
nearly
don't
dead
know
this whole time.
what Andrew
The
Ryan's voice
Council of
sounds like.
Humanity needs time to formulate a plan. Until then, this information must be kept confidential. Speak
No.
of it to no one.
I wanna.
Your next mission
I
is
kinda
to gather
soured on
additional
Bioshock,
intel on the individual known as
Infinite
Pascal.
in particular,
mean
when I
that freaky
discovered that
machine we ran
like
into?
the
This
director
order
wasn't
comes
really making a
directly from the
commentary.
Council. Knowledge of such unique
I didn't like
individuals
it, like
is essential for the
they
success
literally
of future missions.
like he legitimately
Understood?
believed the awful message of that game. It was
I-
not satire.
I never played Infinite. But-
it was.
If it's anything like regular Bioshock,
It plays pretty well, but it's also well, there's a really reason that a certain drill tweet is linked with it very often, which is the drill tweet is the wise man solemnly bowed his head and said, "There's actually zero difference between good things and bad things, you imbecile, you fucking moron."
edgy.
And another thing, I'm not mad. Don't put it in the newspaper that I'm mad.
which also describes Calamine fairly well. Discord stream is not better, I presume.
Not at all.
No.
Okay. I'm
Oh, it
just...
didn't seem as bad to me for a bit there.
It's not so bad when you don't move. You can only tell by the floating of the robots,
Interesting.
of the pods, whatever.
I feel like it was better than it was before, but it's still noticeable. There's a thing there. It's not good.
I have switched to a screen. How is that?
Well, the music's
The music
gone.
just
The
Yeah,
But-
the sound's
It's
gone,
slave
but it
driver,
does look
huh?
better.
It's
And now we have to
beautiful.
go back to the city ruins.
Okay, so that is the trade-off we make, I
Why don't we
guess.
rest a little bit, 2B?
What did you
It's
switch?
been a while.
I'll rest if
From
I feel like
the
it.
Sound
game.
off.
the game capture to just normal screen capture.
I see.
And I guess I could do some wonky virtual cable routing in order to pipe the game audio into my microphone audio or something like that.
You could, but you'd have to turn off all of the voice cancellation and stuff.
Yeah.
And who wants that?
Is the sound back?
No.
That is weird, because I just switched it back to the game.
We are still seeing the stream, the
Yeah.
capture stream.
Yep.
It didn't actually change back.
Why game like that? Why Discord doing that?
Stupid.
Audio back.
Video bad.
Why?
Lag back.
Why game do that?
In your Discord voice and video settings,
Yeah.
there's that one thing about priority bits. Do you have that on or off?
Fairly sure I do. Yeah, quality of service high, packet priority.
What happens if you turn that off?
Good question.
Looks like no change. Okay.
Stream quality source? Oh, that would be a Discord Nitro perk. Apparently Discord Nitro Classic does not qualify for that.
What happens if you get down to 30 FPS? And what you shared to us?
I
What did we do
feel like-
last time?
I feel like I tried that, but
Just full 720 30 FPS.
full 720 30 FPS.
Still doesn't.
Nope.
And I hate to ask, what happens if you don't share to stream? That's Twitch at the same time, but that's gonna fuck up your stream.
Yeah. It probably is some kind of... Actually, come to think of it, maybe it is like the encoding method that I'm using in order to stream to Twitch. So I actually am going to stop the Twitch stream for a second and be back.
Okay.
in a
Bye,
little
Twitch.
second.
Bye, Twitch.
Don't leave
Bye,
us.
chat.
Twitch.
Fuck off.
Stay right there.
OBS the whole time? When you stop streaming, or did you just stop streaming?
I just stopped streaming, so yeah, maybe it might be another level of something like that, but also, I don't know, maybe it's something in the graphics settings. Maybe it's the fact that it's borderless.
That wouldn't help.
Probably not. Or VSync?
Maybe. Oh, let's try just full screen first. Okay.
Well,
Still not.
Nope.
okay. No, Discord just bad.
Discord bad. No, like Discord.
Hardware acceleration uses your GPU for efficient video encoding and decoding.
What happens if you turn that off? Just or to the opposite setting of what it is. See, that's fine.
Just standing here? Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's fucky.
Alright. How about
Did
I
you-
turn off, use our latest technology to capture your screen?
Do that.
For real?
Yeah, I mean, just. Is this hardware or software encoding?
In Discord?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is actually the FDA coming to punish us collectively because Zorro decided to mix melatonin and alcohol.
Yeah, probably.
It's a fitting punishment.
Okay, yeah, I don't think
It fits the crime for sure.
full screen actually fixed anything, so
You hate to see it.
still bad.
Somehow worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow worse. Interesting.
But what are the two video codec settings?
There are no video Encoding settings?
Codec settings.
Oh, codec. Open H264?
Yeah.
And
both those.
it's just that. I don't know. I don't know
You don't
what
have
this.
You don't have H264 hardware acceleration. And
No, I
video
do,
codec.
but I think that's an extension of the same thing.
Well, but they're two settings, so it's two settings.
Well,
Actually,
but disabling the codec also disables hardware acceleration, so I figured they are extensions of the same thing.
But I mean, that's the second one's what I was asking about. It's whether or not you're on hardware or software.
It did not make a difference. I tried toggling that both times.
Okay, because the first time you said you were toggling it, things looked fine for a few seconds.
Mm.
Is this on or off?
This is off.
Okay. It's differently bad.
Differently bad. Okay.
At least we're getting all of the frames in order.
Okay. Yeah, that is better than before.
We're skipping frames, but at least we're not getting jittery in that we're getting frames that are in the past from what had already happened.
Yeah.
I do the jitterbug.
Bye.
Bye. Climbing into a vending machine to avoid talking to the girl I have a crush on.
Relatable.
Mhm.
And you get free chips.
It's really funny to watch 9S or 2B?
9S.
9S. It's really funny to watch 9S run right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
It's
jittery.
like a stop motion, like Christmas thing, but it's sand instead of snow.
I mean, at least for
Vaguely.
me, like every frame where actually it updates, he's always in the same position. So it's just him looking like a cactuar running along,
Oh
in a
no!
cactuar shape going across the desert.
I don't know that it actually means anything to people who have not played Final Fantasy.
I know Cactar. I
Do you know
probably
how to
know
animate?
No, but I know Cactar, and I can assume how the Cactar animates.
Mm-hmm.
I can assume how I've seen an animation or two.
As a white male, I think I know how Cactar runs.
I can tell by the pixels.
I just have inherent knowledge.
Are we streaming to Twitch or not now?
Yes,
just to
we
try
are.
and- Cool.
Because that seems... Because whatever else, that does seem to be reliably...
Yes,
Good.
no, totally fine. Just trying
Were
to
you
gauge.
checking if the world is understanding how much of an asshole I am?
Yeah, basically.
They've known all along is the thing.
Yeah. They always do.
We did not see that hack.
I'm sure you did
Interesting.
great though.
I did. So good that I didn't even get
it was a
experience
good
for
hack.
it. It just knew.
Just a good hack.
Was it a piece of intel? An archive? A mysterious lithograph. Rule 11,034. The height of one's status and lodging shall match. Orders
and there's
protected through...
and there's a porn of it.
Those of high status, as well as the aged, are deserving of respect, and therefore must dwell in residences above all others. This is to be considered a natural courtesy. Obviously, that means absolutely nothing. And is not remotely any sort of references to previous games.
No, of course not.
seeing all the machines fucking, specifically.
Sir, please step away from the machines.
You know this violates all kinds of regulations, sir. I'm gonna have to take you in. I'll let... That doesn't seem to have finished the quest, but I cannot seem to advance it any further, so... I'm out. You won't tell anyone,
And for
will
that-
you? Dot dot dot
Shit,
dot dot dot
I'm
dot
out.
dot 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 dot. Leave.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Theme at work today.
Mm-hmm.
Blah. I've heard there is
Oh
an
wow.
actual weapon on one of the stairwells.
So let's spend a half hour finding it.
Yep, obviously.
That's how I play video games.
Same. I have been playing Pokemon Snap, and I've basically done the same 4 routes. Over and over and over.
I've heard it's a lot more extensive than the original, which...
Having never played the original, I cannot confirm or deny, but I have heard that so far I'm satisfied with the volume of content, and there was a free DLC.
Yeah, there were like 62 Pokemon in the original, and you could basically complete it in an afternoon. It was not super extensive, but it was still very memorable.
I don't really remember it. I was just being an asshole, I'm sorry. I remember taking more than an afternoon to get all of the, like, ideal shots and all the hidden
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
To, like, really perfect it.
yeah, but like...
And then apply to photography school.
Reject it and become a programmer.
learn to code.
Make a new Pokemon Snap and then stuff it in their face. It's probably the best possible ending of a story about someone who failed
Getting rejected
art
from school.
Getting rejected from art school, yeah.
Yeah. art school specific.
Pokemon Snap, watercolors, whatever, same thing.
Yeah. Although I will say it's kind of funny, where like when I get like a Pokemon that's like 4 stars or 3 stars, which is like the hardest, and I have to intentionally find a way to take like a real shit photo.
You actively need to do not good photos at points in order to progress.
If you want to, I don't know if about progress, but if you want to like complete like the whole photo set for the one Pokemon, you need to have a 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star. So if you luck out and get like a 4 or 3 star first, then you have to actively look for kind of shit photos.
Interesting.
My favorite 1 star photo of a Magikarp is that apparently Magikarp sleep on rocks outside of water.
That
Yeah, I
seems
remember that
deadly.
being a thing.
I don't know how that works, but I laugh every time I see that photo because it's just a Magikarp sleeping on a rock.
Yeah, that seems like they
Sleeping
would
with the
die.
Rockies.
Just looks like it should be very dead, and yet
Don't whales like sleep underwater, but they need to breathe? Same thing.
Crispy, how was that water?
Yeah, that was
That
extremely...
was quite a gulp. This is ASMR now.
Yeah, I
yeah.
was gonna say this is.
ASMR. You went to a Burger King.
Wait, hang on 1 sec.
Yeah, on my For You page on TikTok, because I am cool and finally joined and it's addictive. I did have a page that was just someone's ASMR for drinking, and
Hmm.
yep.
That's like on a list of worst noises. It's up there.
Yeah.
Chewing and drinking.
Regardless, Crispy, thank you for helping to boost my Twitch numbers by making it qualify for the ASMR category on
I'm
Twitch.
here for you.
Thank you.
I'm just a content whore, ready to do whatever.
We always suspected.
Oh yeah, tell me what else you're gonna do.
Are you gonna get one of those speakers, one of those microphones with the ears?
Yes, cat ears.
I'm gonna find this on
I
Amazon
do.
now.
Ellie, I also recently joined TikTok for the same reason. I quite like it. I don't ever like anything on it, so the algorithm is super confused as far as what I want. I got a TikTok from North Korea yesterday. That's
Ooh.
Excellent.
interesting.
Is that part of the hashtag resistance kind of thing?
I don't really know. It was kind of advertising tourism in North Korea.
All
Don't
right.
they not want that?
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
feel like every time someone goes there, they're like, "Why?"
Another one where a girl was dating her friend's dad, and they were like, "This is normal. Don't worry
Nope.
about it."
Nope.
So
the
I'm
thing that
all
I-
over the place.
The thing I find most interesting is the fact that basically you never run out of new content because it's just constantly like you can
Yeah,
just
it's pretty
perpetually
nice.
keep scrolling.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
pretty good.
Instagram or Facebook.
But at least
There's always content.
Sounds like that red hood was a gift of some sort.
There's always content in the banana stand.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry, I was
That
thinking
come
of
from?
headphones
It's rude to give
with
a person something without their
cat
permission.
ears.
What if
What
they
the
don't
fuck
want
are
them?
these?
That's the right response.
what?
What am I looking
Yeah,
at?
I've seen
Actual
those.
shit.
What
That's and then you lick them.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Mimic
that's what
human
I-
hearing.
What's her face
Oh,
got in
so-
trouble for?
It's a microphone. It captures audio.
Yeah.
Oh,
each ear is
Jesus
the
Christ.
each
Yeah.
ear is the left and right channel, so you
Don't
can
like.
figure out what it will sound like when you do it if a person's wearing headphones
That
for ASMR.
That's uncomfortable.
I
For
thought
only
you,
$400.
I
for
thought
only
you meant
$400.
like those cat ear headphones that like
No,
every
this
single
is-
streamer on
this
Twitch
is
uses.
far worse.
No,
Far worse.
These are
Yeah.
human ears.
It is extremely worse.
These
I'm
are
just gonna quickly
human
go through
ears.
customers who viewed this item also viewed. Once
Oh
again.
God. Yeah,
you can
that's
get the ones with
risky.
black ears instead, but your father might judge you.
He won't watch my stream, so he doesn't really understand what Twitch is.
Well,
But does he
that's-
understand what
that's lovely.
ASMR is?
But has he watched the
Um,
football game?
I have never tried to explain ASMR to my father.
Why not?
I don't really plan on it. I think I could explain that to him.
Are you
I
ashamed?
feel
Of
like
ASMR?
there.
Red hooded target should be in the desert,
I feel like there
Stay alert.
is
She could be
probably
our
a
but there's
like,
only one female
Q
resistance member at the desert
related.
station.
sect of ASMR stuff. And, oh. Oh, I don't like that.
What happened?
the,
Oh.
See her.
the thing that
Let's ask
Crispy
that
is
guy over
posting.
there.
It's ahead for stuff.
Don't like that.
For a thing.
Don't
I need
like
for
it.
a thing.
I need it for a thing.
Don't like
I
it.
can't wait till they come out with the model that has eyes as well. They're
Nah.
just reconstructing a face.
Just really can't wait until they have some sort of like crossover event with Fleshlight.
Ugh.
And that's what this is all building towards.
That's the singularity.
I don't
That's
think
when
I've
you're
ever
gonna
wanted
leave
to hear
Twitch
the
and go
phrase.
on some other site.
I should have known that
only
introducing
friends.
ASMR
Yes,
into the
only
conversation would make this very quickly the grossest stream we've ever done.
So we're all thinking about ASMR where you get to hear the sound of dick insertion, right?
I no.
Hey everyone, welcome
So-
to my channel.
So you're thinking about it now, though, right?
No, now I'm thinking about Crispy saying shit.
How's everyone doing today?
I feel uncomfortable.
Stick my penis.
No, please.
Whisper that, my voice just started laughing.
It's not where I thought that was going, but it's where it went.
That's kind of like my TikTok page. It's not where you thought it was going, but that's where
I
it
was doing genuine, wholesome ASMR.
Were you?
Yeah, I was tapping on my.
Want to listen to me open this peanut butter?
Is that what you think a whisper is?
No, I can't because I'm laughing.
went. William's
Literally
That
cannot
was
whisper.
haunting.
Aside from this village,
That was like a Silence of the Lambs voice.
forest.
Yes, there's a group
Do we need to teach Zoro how to
Where is
whisper?
northeast of the city.
Clearly.
You should be if you go, however.
This.
Yes, to be.
Oh, this song again? Still an all-time
The
jam.
the one song. They
This,
It's
probably
such
just
a good
picked the
song.
most for it. Did we decide the lyrics are super on the nose? Weren't we talking about that at some point?
Aren't they made up lyrics?
Or one of the songs in here had super on the nose lyrics?
Okay,
I thought we
quick
discussed
Google
all
Are
the
these real
songs.
lyrics?
Automata lyrics.
I don't know if this
be
particular
careful
song has
with this
lyrics.
because A, I don't think you will find anything useful. B, you might actually end up looking into spoilers.
I was totally expecting that it was going to be like, you might accidentally get porn.
Yeah, that's where I thought that was going as well.
You
to be
cut
I
honest.
mean
off
that.
after,
I mean
like,
that is
a
also
piece
sort of
of-
an assumed danger with any NieR Automata
Almost-
related search.
Almost every song is prefaced with constructed language, so
Yes.
Probably not.
So not helpful.
Construct
there
these
are-
nuts.
From
Although,
as far as I am aware, none of the vocal songs in the NieR franchise are like a real language. It's like either backwards Japanese or mixed up Japanese. If like the characters are based on anything. But
Oh, I thought when I read the Wikipedia for this game, they made up this Ligma language.
like my what?
what's a language?
so the
sorry.
comment
I'm
about the
so overwhelmed with both of you replying. Like my nuts.
Oh,
the
God.
comment about be careful and what
Imagine-
you search for reminded me of when I was watching the Olympics. I tried to search for the basically front person who does the directions for rowing, so the coxswain. And I googled it, and all of the text was
Did you
all
not
the text
spell
articles.
accent right?
Well, look, all of the text articles were fine, and then I went to images to try and see like where they sat, and then there was just a bunch of dicks.
What are you doing, Cubson?
Well, it's not. You're not spelling it right.
But
Here,
like,
wait,
why
no,
were the
something like that.
articles correct?
Wait, did you just kill a guy?
Almost. I had to do a very difficult hack. It's the child
Extreme
machine that
hacking.
locked
Yeah,
himself
yeah.
in the house.
I need to know
yes.
how you were spelling coxswain.
In
your Google searches.
Space S-O-N.
So I forget. I tried
For
both.
science, I need to know.
I tried.
I don't have much to give
remember
you,
which
she says,
spelling.
handing over 2 machine legs.
So
She
COX
wasn't
is
using those
correct,
anymore. He was.
but if you do COCK,
Yes.
that will probably. Why didn't I?
If
let
you
this go
Google
off?
cock, you will. Yeah.
So is
Why did my lights just go off?
I'm not shocked by this.
it's the FTA. Get down.
Good down, mister.
I don't know what to do with this.
Clearly, you don't have power anymore, Ellie.
No, I definitely have power.
Yep.
Name one source of proof that you have power.
Okay, well, technically, I'm on my laptop, so that's not a great.
Your router isn't battery powered.
My what?
Your router isn't battery powered.
Oh, true. Yep.
So kind of on the same topic. I've been
Googling porn.
rewatching. Yeah, I've been rewatching 30 Rock, and they keep making lemon party jokes. It's like, the lemons come and visit Liz, and they're like, lemon party. And then
Yeah.
there's one liner that's like, wouldn't be lemon party without old Dick. I'm like, that's good. That's great.
You should be better at hacking.
I should. That was an exceedingly difficult hack, though.
Wow, the game slowed down massively this year.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Eat shit on the first 2 things I have to kill.
Are we playing tic-tac-toe?
No.
It does look like tic-tac-toe.
At least I don't appear to be timed. So I should actually, like, be patient.
Try not to die.
This is like the Dark Souls of NieR games.
Oh, dumb question, Mia. When is the last time you updated your graphics driver?
When's the last time you got a new refrigerator? I know
the
a guy.
GeForce app isn't telling me that I need to do so. But that might be when I started having problems streaming. It says I still have the latest GeForce drivers,
Okay.
so yeah.
What was that?
That sounded like
Instagram.
a stock movie sound effect.
Yeah, it did.
It was Instagram.
Why is there a stock movie sound effect on Instagram?
Oh, it was just my friend watching the Bachelorette finale.
Okay. Holy
That's all I
shit,
got
this
for
guy's loaded.
He's got
got
all
so
the pieces of
many-
a machine split up into parts.
I'm not sure.
He's also
I
got
know
them
what it means
attached.
to be smart anymore.
Reply unknown.
That's smooth.
Same.
To formulate a reasoned response.
Don't I know it?
I can't wait to get advertised these fucking ear microphones all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look at these. You want to get them? Yeah, you do.
Well, you didn't search them on Wayfair. Wayfair is particularly bad about that.
See, I find that Wayfair never, like on Instagram or anything, advertises things that I looked at. They just do the weirdest looking things to get you to click on it.
I get both.
It is some kind of clickbait
Hey,
thing, I
the-
guess.
Yeah, they're just doing like odd objects. It's like, what is that? But it doesn't say it on the Instagram thing.
Maybe, Crispy, you just look at a lot of odd objects.
That could be.
And, like, it's just happenstance.
It's.
I do love me some.
Are you
some
sure
objects.
it's not because you're trying to obscure the child trafficking operation you guys are a part of? Clearly.
Oh god, r/Wayfair had someone do that again.
Really?
Where someone was like asking
like for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, like someone was asking like hey, what's gonna happen with this order? And the response was, maybe you shouldn't order from a place that sells kids.
Like in all seriousness, like
We take that
Yeah.
order out to pasture.
oof. Also, what's up, Twitch? Everybody knows you guys work at Wayfair now.
I never
Well,
said I worked
technically
there.
they didn't. We don't have to, based on this conversation.
Yeah.
We could just be connoisseurs of r/Wayfair.
Yeah.
That is,
Which
I
technically,
suppose.
Even
Hang on, I
if
found-
employment changed, I think I would be.
Relevant picture incoming.
All right, go to Wayfair and search butt plug and enjoy the results with me.
Do I? What?
Can you actually just stream that separately later, Zero?
But
Oh, is that like bouncy castles?
Yes.
Okay.
But we're selling bouncers, I assume.
for what?
I
It's
feel
bouncy
like
castles.
you would need extremely large cabinets in order
What
to
are you
store
searching
a whole
for that?
bouncer.
I don't know how I.
Butt plug is just a
got
bunch
that.
of gaming desks with a Batman logo on it, and I don't know what that says about Batman fans.
It says something. Unclear what.
Unclear what that message is, but there is one.
Gamers love Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight was very controversial. That is not remotely true.
I don't even remember what the controversy was. It didn't run well on mid-range PCs.
It did run well on any PCs. The PC port was like kind of a rush job by an 8-person studio.
Interesting.
For a game the size of Arkham Knight was... Also, like, politically, people had a lot of problems with Arkham Knight, and some of them are real political issues, not just, like, there are women in my video games.
I don't
Didn't they
remember.
have women in all of the video games?
Yes.
I remember playing Arkham Knight when it was relatively new and not particularly having a problem, and not remembering the plot whatsoever.
Yeah, I had the same experience. Actually, even before they actually fixed it, it ran okay on my computer. And I was like...
And what were the political problems? I'm
Yeah,
struggling to
remember.
imagine what the problem could be.
I mean, it's probably just like the typical Batman
Is it
brutalizing...
the Iraqi conflict?
It is not the Iraqi. I don't think so.
Did Batman hang dong in this one?
Are they
No, that was the Dante's Inferno video game.
With the Iraqi dong?
Are they protesting the
Hang on, let me
Vietnam
find this.
War years
Because there was
later?
the Batman comic like 2 years ago. You see Batman's penis, and it was a whole thing.
Excuse me?
Hang on, I'll find it.
This being the same
Please just
studio.
Google Batman penis and tell us what you get.
This being the same studio that did not allow Batman to eat out Catwoman.
Yes. Okay, I'm googling.
I have to get off the phone now. It's time to go down on Catwoman. Good
Batman
night,
comic
Junker.
with dong.
Was that Walter Cronkite?
Oh, that was... apparently that was a failed Batman impression.
Wait,
What's
was Batman Walter
she?
the whole time?
That explains so...
Okay, we safely got in and out of this search.
It
Everything
was such a good Walter Cronkite, though.
Thank you.
In the original comic, was it an eggplant?
No, you have to click into the article. That's just the cover photo.
You merely
into this article.
adopted the darkness. I was born in it.
Okay, that's
Full
butt.
good vibe.
Oh, that's very
Oh yeah, that's
defined
penis.
dick.
Yeah, no, it's his cock.
Why?
Red circle,
so
the useless
defined.
red circle, just being like, oh yeah, in case you weren't sure, there's the penis.
Right here.
I
You'll
wasn't-
see the
I
penis.
I wasn't sure where I was supposed to look.
So, why
Oh!
is it so defined? Like, why can I see the head of the penis?
Why aren't we just assuming that Bruce Wayne is circumcised?
This is so...
Wait,
Oh
is
my
there
God.
a... If I click this, I'm going to see the actual one, not the
Yeah,
eggplant?
Yes.
If you actually go into the article.
If you click this, you will see Batman's penis.
Click to see more.
This-
Oh yeah, that's very defined.
Very good, Zaro. You caught up.
I feel like I need to turn on the mature content
Why?
filter for this stream now.
Well, you're not showing it on
I am
screen,
not showing it,
presumably.
but we are sure talking about it.
We are sure talking about this.
They added veins onto it too, it seems.
Oh no! Oh.
Very subtle, but there.
The very subtle...
Who do we think the dick model was for Batman?
Oh, the author.
Definitely.
Please look down.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, that's it.
Is this Rob Liefeld, whatever his name is?
Just made it 3 times larger. I don't know. I haven't actually read the
What is
article. I just
the,
scrolled up
so,
for pictures.
Crispy, since I don't know if you actually have read that comic, but you said you read it. What is the context that makes it sensical to have Batman dick?
He's naked.
I like we're having this philosophical diatribe from this
Like-
machine
like-
on the stream while you guys talk about Batman Dong.
Sounds about right. I mean, superheroes get naked all the time, and no one's yeah, let's show their penis.
I do like. I'm reading it, and apparently they have like censored it out of the digital version, and all future, all other than the first edition prints have it edited out.
So
That is.
So they realized they made a mistake in editorial and changed it in future. Like they missed the giant dong the first time. Is that what you're telling me?
Or they're just
Didn't
not sticking
need
to their
to.
guns, and they realized that dongs aren't okay, but they thought they were before. I don't know. I'm not, in general, not a fan of censorship like that, especially retroactive censorship.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Did they miss it the first time?
Clearly, the editor was just hardcore skimming.
Or the editor really liked it.
I had to get a snack refill. We still talking about bat peen?
Yeah.
Yep.
This
So
Do you have a
20 minutes-
mismatch?
What do you got in the snack cup now?
the stream has gone. So
There is that
downhill.
moment where in Ragnarok where you almost see Hulk penis, but they shy away from it. They weren't brave enough.
MC doesn't have the balls.
It was almost Disney's first openly penis character.
Fucking Christ.
I don't know that one of the major conglomerates that are owning the world is afraid of genitals.
Oh no!
I,
no.
for one, think there should be more genitals.
So, I think it more has to do with the rating of keeping it PG-13 so the kids can see the movie.
Yeah, but
like,
Disney
to
doesn't
be-
really do R-rated anything.
Yeah, to the extent that they are controlling how the image appears in other mediums, even when it is specifically aimed for, like,
Adults.
yeah.
Does Disney do anything aimed for adults though?
Not really.
I
But they
think
own a
that's
lot of
more
properties
like
that can.
So,
That
Zoro,
can't be.
Disney adults are just children, so
Well, no, that's kind
Well-
of the point. It's like we produce things for all ages. We don't.
Like think about it. They own Fox and Marvel and everything, right?
They
so,
just started owning Fox.
well,
But, like, I
not
wouldn't
just
mind if
they've
it was-
owned Fox for like 4 years now, but like they own
Has it really
Deadpool.
been that long? Damn.
Think about it that way. Like, could Deadpool, fully uncensored, still get made? I
Oh,
mean, they did make
absolutely not.
Deadpool 2, but
Wait, is Deadpool 2 PG-13?
no, it has a
Oh.
PG-13 cut, which is apparently
Bad?
stupid.
Takes
That
out all
sounds
the
bad.
jokes.
It's it's apparently like it's just an entire like rewrite because it would not work as a PG-13 movie, so it's just Ryan Reynolds.
It's
talking
actually
shit.
just Detective Pikachu. No, my problem isn't that Disney only wants to make child-friendly or tween-friendly content. The problem is that they're a conglomerate that has bought out the rest of the like competition.
Sure. Yeah.
Such
Yeah.
that
That's fine.
Yeah, and are controlling enough of the image that they will not let more.
Right.
Sure.
So they only finished buying out 21st Century Fox in March of 2019.
Okay, so
So they've had about a year to make content for them, and like now,
A year of COVID.
yeah.
you all right there, dude?
We're talking to this guy off a ledge?
He's
That isn't
Yeah.
to say that they're going to make adult content.
Oh, we did not talk him off the ledge.
you hacked him off the
But what if they
ledge.
decided to
did
end
you just make me
itself?
watch Robot Suicide?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the Suicide Squad, except a little bit more. Like basically, like if you're going to have a gritty comic book series, it needs to be DC now. You can't have a gritty Marvel telling anymore because that doesn't fit in Disney's worldview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not
I
good.
definitely like.
Or
I'll wait and see, because like maybe under the Fox name they'll be more willing to do it, but
I mean, this isn't technically Disney related, but Apple is very similar in a lot of ways. There is
well, Apple sucks. I
Well-
say openly.
Well, in the Epic versus Apple lawsuit, there was a large argument that hinged on Apple arguing that Epic will just let anybody on their store, including deviant content. And the example they used of deviant content was itch.io, which is just an indie game storefront.
Which you can also access from Safari.
Which you can also access from Safari, but does not have an official App Store app, because there are not safe for work games on itch.io.
Oh no.
And like, there was a good half hour of arguments where Apple's lawyer was trying to get Epic's representative to admit that he personally finds the content objectionable. Like, that's relevant.
But again, you
and
can
it's-
reach this from Safari.
Yeah.
I'm stealing
my
Gar's
ultimate
argument here, but
yeah. My ultimate point is
Say,
that
TB.
this like
What?
When
it
do
is
you
this
think you'll be willing to call me
Puritan
Nines?
attitude
9S works just fine.
Well,
it's not
yeah,
just Disney, it is Apple as well. It is sort of
Man,
it's sort of
this job can be
infectious.
pretty rough
It
sometimes,
is
huh?
We don't get to
And-
choose
and
our
like-
assignments. And you
It's
should work on
forcing
keeping your
Viacom to go the
opinions
other
in
way.
check. You're
I
highly
assume
allowed to
Viacom
be
is who
emotional,
owns
remember?
HBO and
I think some of us are better at that than
and,
others.
and DC right now.
Probably.
Viacom is CBS. Does CBS own all this? Now I'm looking it up.
How everything is just owned by like 3 companies.
Or sorry, it's Warner.
Yeah, Warner.
Yeah,
Warner Brothers of your childhood cartoon fame, has been forced to go into this adult, like gritty space because it's where Disney will go.
Static shocked my nipples.
Oh no. I hate it.
Nymphomaniacs.
Oh god. Things I
let's
didn't
pull it
need
up.
in my life.
Warner Brothers Entertainment is a subsidiary of AT&T's Warner Media. So Warner Media, owned by AT&T.
On a
No one
personal-
owns AT&T, so
They're their own independent woman.
Don't need
Well-
no man.
correction. Actually, they're their own American national conglomerate company that is Delaware registered.
They're people too.
But okay, Viacom's in the middle. Viacom's Paramount
Mm.
Plus and CBS.
Paramount is Viacom.
Yes. Also, I love how it's like
And what's
three things.
NBC? GE?
Yes. Cable Town. You're watching 30
yeah.
Rock. I can make this joke.
Yes.
On a personal level, like when this Puritan attitude starts trying to like stamp out any quote unquote sexual deviant media.
Oh, but they have the first openly gay character.
yeah.
But
Like
only small things that can be tweaked out of the Russian cut.
at the Chinese cut. The Chinese are
Both. Both.
yeah. Well,
Both.
yes. Bring this flyer with you to receive a free pack of tissues.
For a thing.
For crying. For leakage.
Certain kinds
This
of
must be the
leakage.
commercial structure Pascal was
Groinal
talking about.
leakage.
The records say it was once a facility
That
known
is
as
an
a
awful
shopping
word.
center.
I extremely hate that word. But yeah, it is the LGBT people and media that are always stamped out whenever that Puritan attitude starts to spread, is my ultimate complaint.
I would agree. I'm now searching for any potential R-rated
some kind of
Fox
mechanism we
movies
can
now
engage?
to like, because I am curious if
Other
they.
than Deadpool?
Human, we probably would have gone
Well, no,
shopping
I
and
mean
such
like
here,
of
right?
recent that is
More meaningless
being
conjecture.
made now after the acquisition.
You're so serious, 2B. You know that?
I'm sure they'll still like produce R-rated stuff, but it's certainly not going to get the kind of marketing pushes or support that MCU stuff will.
You're getting distracted.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what do
I
you
mean, like,
expect? I'm a scanner.
Searchlight usually does some good shit.
Okay, so this surprised
Check this guy.
me, but
He's
also
just running
doesn't.
away.
This is a wiki page of, I believe, every R-rated Disney movie. It is non-zero, but also, I think, maybe 3 dozen.
It's going to
Total.
explode!
Since the inception of the Disney Corporation.
Yes.
Okay,
Can
so
we
next
guess
time
them?
we do
Are they ones that we're gonna guess?
Speaking of
hate
R-rated
it.
material,
Huh? Hey, where am I?
What's that?
Oh, fuck
Hey
this
there,
guy.
guys. What's up?
This thing's weird, 2B.
I'm thinking
Let's
next
kill
time
it.
we do a palate
Wait,
cleanser
what?
movie, we
Not
need to
good
pull a movie
idea.
from this list.
Hey, is it like Disney movies or
was
like things probably acquired by Disney?
These are probably things acquired by Disney.
Okay.
That's a whole other question.
like
So
how
it's not
can
gonna be like an animation.
It does
Looks
say
like the forest
Deadpool
is just
3
ahead.
on here.
I was about to say, it says Deadpool 3, but not
Interesting.
1 or 2.
I have
Well, I don't think they owned Deadpool. Oh,
the time
but like
2
if
came
they
out.
acquired it, then they should have it. That is
they
interesting.
certainly have the distribution rights.
Yeah.
I have not seen any of these.
They did say there will be an R-rated
Better keep your
Deadpool
guard up.
movie in
I'm
the
aware of
MCU,
how to fight.
confirmed
You
by
just be
Kevin
careful.
Feige.
I will, 2B.
That's
Interesting.
interesting. I don't know how they're gonna. Cause like, then the kids are gonna be out of the loop.
Hey guys, is it normal to flash back to 256 years ago?
You know
Do it all
what
the
they
time.
need? They need a fucking Howard the Duck movie. They've been teasing him for too long.
Howard the Duck.
I mean, we could just watch actual Howard the Duck.
But I want MCU Howard the Duck.
Only if he gets to fuck Leah Thompson.
Can we just...
Oh, I've seen The Rock. Okay. That's the only
We've-
movie on this list I've seen.
Can we stop like 5 minutes into Howard the Duck when you get to see the duck tits? Ooh.
Yep, we can pause it there.
And then just like keep it there
never-
for.
We can
Yeah,
pause it
it's in the
there.
background while we talk.
Everyone mutes. We wait 10 to 15 minutes, and then we continue.
So Gar's going for several rounds, or
Everyone can make their own choice.
Who does the Howard the Duck in the MCU?
Oh, it was someone.
Probably the
Everyone
original
is
Howard the
someone.
Duck actor.
I don't think it was. So I don't know who the original Howard the Duck actor was. Again,
This is
just
not
talking with
where I
that
was
white
going.
guy
We're talking
confidence.
about a king, right? I saw what looked to be a castle further in. Maybe we should take a look.
Seth Green.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Wait,
Maybe
really?
It just fell off the
Hold on.
map.
This is one of the places in that resistance member's photographs. Better record the coordinates.
Oh, I forgot.
Family Guy is
there's-
still going?
There's 2 instances of female presenting nipples in a Howard the Duck movie.
Wait, there's a
You said that
Guardians
so
of the
formally.
Galaxy TV role as Howard the Duck? How did I not know about this TV series? Jonathan Frakes is in the TV series? Troy Baker? Travis Willingham?
There's a bunch of famous people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jennifer Hale? Tom Kenny
This
as the
sounds
collector?
this sounds like an animated series if it has all of these people who are
It
famous
is
for
an
voice
animated
roles.
series.
Okay.
I love the idea of Tom Kenny as the collector.
But which Tom Kenny voice? Because he's one of those actors that
Definitely
has like
SpongeBob.
8 dozen voices, right?
What is with these guys?
I feel like you
Don't
can
listen to what
always
they're
tell
saying
it's
so
Tom
much.
Kenny though. He just has that like effect to his voice. We're like, ah, yes.
Oh yeah, this
Wait,
is.
how are the duck
He's
appears in Endgame?
mildly like SpongeBob.
Apparently, I also just read that, Crispy.
Oh, because I know he's like in the background of one of the collector scenes. I bet it's like that.
Yeah, him and Cosmo, the astronaut dog. Wait, James Arnold Taylor? I recognize that name. Who is that?
That's Ratchet.
Yep, thank you. That's who it is.
And Tidus from Final Fantasy, but that is not your wheelhouse.
Fantasy 1.
Unless you want it to be. Speaking of, when are you gonna start playing the Final Fantasy remasters, Gar?
After I finish Skyward Sword.
That seems questionable priorities, but I'll respect your judgment.
I mean, oh no, the game might go away.
Yeah.
You never know.
They did remove the last versions. Nobody is missing them because those versions were awful. But those old versions have been
How are we
delisted.
supposed to reach that castle?
Delisted still is playable.
Well,
Like,
Okay.
I own a couple of delisted games. I could download them onto a new computer. Like, they're
Okay.
not off Steam. They're just not for purchase.
okay, fair.
In general, when it comes to software, Valve does a pretty good job of not being an asshole. When it comes to software.
For now, when it comes to software.
When it comes to software.
Steam Deck is their third attempt at hardware?
The Index came out pretty well.
Okay, yeah, that's true. The Index is, if you have the money for it, it is unequivocally the best VR, right?
At least as of when I got it.
I do not believe that judgment has changed since Half-Life Alyx came out. Which I still should play. I should dig out my VR headset.
You know, I wish Wikipedia would put movie ratings on their articles. It seems like something you would just have.
Oh no, oh no. A moose I have been caring for has fallen ill. I do not know how
so-
to repair it.
It does look like the Fox section of Disney is still doing R-rated.
Okay.
Because Nomadland was R-rated, and that just came out.
Have they started any R-rated projects?
That's now. That's new. I
I
assume you have at least some idea where to start looking for animal medication.
feel like
Probably
this.
need to
I don't
recreate old
know.
human recipes.
Hold
we
on.
should be able to find something in the commercial facility ruins.
I don't know how to tell when something has started filming. You know?
Well,
I mean,
the
it sounds
wiki
like
is
Deadpool
probably
3
not
had-
going to... The fandom wiki, specifically, is probably not going to have the most accurate...
Oh, I'm on IMDb now.
I guess I'm not even asking about a project that starts filming because Deadpool 3 hasn't started filming yet. I'm wondering more about, like, has Disney greenlit an R-rated project? Because I think Deadpool was greenlit by Fox before the sale. Which is really hard to tell. Like, I think the right answer here is to, like, wait 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find it now.
But could you find it, please?
Could you just go into the future and get back to us with
The
that
stream
information?
is now a wiki troll.
From the future.
From the future.
Okay, so the Searchlight Pictures branch acquired Nomadland in February of 2019. So that means they got that right before Disney got control over it. So that one is at least a no. But they got an Academy Award for it, so maybe that's promising for them to be like, yeah, sure, let's keep doing this. But who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not necessarily... Again, it's not necessarily like the idea that Disney is family-friendly as a general image. Like, there is nothing inherently wrong with being a family-friendly company. It is the level of control they are attempting to exert over their own properties, and to a bit of an extent, the properties of other people, because they seem to end up eventually buying the properties of other people in the end,
and then they love copyright law,
and then they will amend copyright law. Yeah. Excuse me, I'm having a hallucination.
128 years ago.
His Majesty, he's dead. The king who gave all for us. So benevolent and kind, and now he's dead.
Yep, that's a good summary.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
It sure is. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Still have a mission.
Alright, here you go. The French Dispatch didn't start filming till 2018. That's R-rated. Searchlight picked that up.
We must raise this child so he might one day be our new king.
You're gonna kill that child, aren't you?
He deserves a
We don't kill the child.
Joseph Smith, don't fuck the baby.
I'm uncomfortable.
Y'all don't remember what happened to Baby Robot?
Babby?
How does Babby Robot form? How's that for ancient fucking memes?
That and the dancing baby.
Also, there was an article just today about, like, Disney having paid the creators of various comic superheroes a total of $5,000 in order to secure the rights to make billion-dollar movies.
You're gonna give me $5 for all my records? Thank you, Mr. Barry Gordy.
Eat it.
What if I ate shit on the simplest of hacks?
Wow, that guy's got some big feet.
Mm-hmm. Not only has he never skipped leg day, he has taken extra leg day.
Crispy, to answer your question from like 3 days ago, Tim Blake Nelson is the guy from Holes.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Did we just stumble on like a Kevin Bacon thing right now?
It just popped up when I was searching for R-rated Disney movies.
Like Holes. I can fix
Yes.
Holes was really good.
Holes the porn, not...
How do you know? That's not what I meant, no.
Still stars do like Hill.
Madame Zeroni? Hella hot.
But, like, legitimately, she did look pretty good for an old woman.
Kiss and Case Bartlett. Barlow? My bad.
I can fix that.
That was Sigourney Weaver, right?
No, she was the, was she the descendant, or...
She was like the camp, head.
Oh, right. Okay.
She was the camp head, and Kiss
Leader?
and Kate Barlow was from... Like, that was Patricia Arquette, I believe.
Okay.
Main counselor? I don't really know what her position was called.
Yeah, I feel like
Camp
she
administrator.
was...
Camp counselor. I like that. For
She-
forced labor camp.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was. Cool. Good
I
weapon.
forget if she was descendant of Kiss and Kate Barlow, or if, like, Kiss and Kate Barlow
She was-
screwed someone over.
I don't believe anyone was this. I believe Kate Barlow died before she could put out any descendants.
Fair.
Yeah, I think that was like her whole character.
okay. I just remembered the person I was trying to remember was Sam in the past, and Holes was played by Dule Hill,
Do like hell.
You like hell, yeah.
who
I
was
can
on
fix
Psych.
Gar mentioned that a bit ago.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, I've heard of
So, yeah,
both
I know
ways.
him from West Wing.
You know that's right.
So I watched not the first 2 seasons, but like someone came over one weekend and just watched 2 seasons of The West Wing in my living room one time,
This looks like a king's
which
castle,
was
all right.
totally not awkward.
It's a pretty weird show to just like start at someone else's home.
Well, they
Yeah.
weren't. They were just like on season 3.
But this
In
like the
their own
con-
So so they just continued their binge in your room.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining this is the Comcast guy. I was like, let me check and see if your cable's working.
He doesn't leave for 2 days.
West Wing.
And my favorite piece was they were watching it on I don't know, some shitbox service. It might have been Amazon's, but a while ago. I don't remember.
We wouldn't say any names. Amazon Prime. It could be anything.
And it did this thing where like whenever the description of it always stopped with the letters DUL, and I had no idea why. Like every episode description, and this was like on the PS3 app, just ended in DUL. And I figured out after a while, it was actually ending with Charlie open parenthesis DUL. And then realized that it just couldn't represent the E with an accent, so like that was a bad character, and that would cause it to like cut the string off. So anytime it mentioned Dule Hill, that was the end of the description.
Interesting.
Damn.
Fun bugs to isolate when you're watching.
UTF-8, baby.
Fun bugs to notice while you're watching 2 seasons in the middle of a show you don't care about.
Watch out for hostile enemies, 2B.
I do sort of have
Roger
like
that,
residual
Nine.
hatred.
Huh? Wait, what did you just say?
Roger that, 9S.
Wait,
Your
no,
residual
that's not
hatred?
what you said. You said
I'm
nines.
sorry, I was distracted
Or
by
at least
her
something
almost
close
calling
to
him
it.
Cut
nines.
the chatter and engage the enemy.
Ah,
It's cute. Yeah, no, I kind of have residual hatred for The West Wing right now because,
Yeah.
it does not sound like Aaron Sorkin's political positions have evolved since writing the show, and B, sort of sounds like, you know, if there are any earnest Democrats right now, their political ideology seems to be based off that show, where, like, it's just not remotely the reality of what
I've
is.
not seen The West Wing, so
It is very.
I have no opinions.
It's like, it's not exactly centrist Democrat, but it is like. It's very like we'll be able to defeat the evil right wingers by pointing out the hypocrisy. We'll kill them with facts and logic. Or
Yeah,
kindness.
it's extremely a lot of the time like kind of like holier than thou naive. It's
Yeah.
very like assuming everyone has good intentions and will do the right thing at all times, and it's very like moral high ground. It's like a very non-realistic view. It's a very good show
It
that
probably,
I really enjoy.
it probably
It's, like,
was
very
not even like,
realistic.
yeah, it probably was not even like mildly realistic for the Republicans at the time. And
This sounds like Ben Shapiro. It sounds like watching
it's
a
sort
lot of Ben Shapiro.
kind of like the, well, I guess Ben Shapiro did sort of like memify facts and logic. But
Yeah, exactly. Immediately when you said that, I'm like, oh god.
But it's like it's less, for me at least, it's like less the like presentation of like facts and logic as an argument, and it's more that like when they do that, the other side is like, yes, I have been won over by your argument of facts and logic. I now reverse my opinion.
The
You are
other-
correct.
yeah,
Let's
they're
make America
convinced
better
as if-
together.
I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
yeah,
So it's
well,
like,
as if the political argument is remotely in good faith.
gotcha,
Like I remember
okay.
seeing something around January 6th. That was a tweet that was like, if this were an episode of West Wing, like a ranking Republican senator would walk into the White House and be like, Mr. President, it's time to go. And he would be like, you're right, for America, and like leave in like a like morally just way. Like it's very like
I see.
nothing bad ever happens, everyone acts in good faith.
Gotcha. It's like a, hey, let's feel good, and like we have
Yeah.
a lesson at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, residual hatred not for the actual like quality of the show, but because people seem to still be taking it as a blueprint in 2021.
Yeah.
See if I can find this tweet.
I'm sorry, seizure warning. Not for my audience, just for myself. I have just had a seizure.
His majesty hasn't grown at all.
Seizure warning. I'm dying.
Not in the slightest.
I'll be right back.
How can we make him bigger?
A robo
I can't even-
Don't go there.
Joke.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
It's just there.
Sure is a cutie, though. Yeah, so tired.
So he just hasn't grown in 128 years?
Well, no, he's a machine.
Better keep him safe. Right. Can't let anyone into the Forest Kingdom.
That's the tragedy.
Danger.
But, like,
Danger.
they haven't done anything about it in 128 years?
Because they're too stupid to figure out how to.
Everyone, get out now! Intruders in the kingdom! Don't let them in here.
So, all of my playtime in the forest has taken place over the course of 4 hours, I guess.
What if it took you longer than 4 hours to get this far through this part of the plot?
I do not believe that would affect the text. I am sorry to ruin your immersion. I'm not dealing with you. Goodbye, sir. Nooks. Can I access the robot smith at the moment? Yeah. I can. Cool. And I can even upgrade my weapon to the last thing. I can upgrade 2 weapons to the last thing. But I cannot upgrade the stick. Are any of y'all there? Really?
Yeah.
Too? Okay. Okay, I got scared. Let's get the first level 4 weapon. Hey.
Nice,
Killed it.
Chivo.
Thing, yeah.
I left my back door open and just walked
Nice.
into a pile of water.
I thought you didn't have that date tonight.
It is soaking wet in my kitchen right now.
In your
You-
back door.
You left your back door open and now you're soaking wet.
Yeah.
Nice.
But there's just a trail of water through my entire apartment because it's been
Nice.
raining, and usually that doesn't happen.
Usually you don't get wet. from the back
Usually you
door?
don't leave your back door open.
I
No,
like to keep my back
I
door dripping.
always leave my back door open. It just never gets this wet.
Oh. Is that the heavy version of that sword? No.
Beast Lord.
What is it? That's vaguely horrifying.
I want face fists.
It's
But
certainly
like
a
specifically
choice.
samurai kabuto face fists? That's the weird part. Yeah. 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 Okay.
You're gonna find out. We'll protect the king with our very lives. Don't give up the glitch. All hail the king.
Boom.
Do those big explosions hit the other guys around them?
The hacker explosions? I think so.
Yeah.
I really need to find the chip that will just let me pick up all of these without having to press the button. Robot baby.
Is this their king?
Is this your king?
Again, we were not the one who murdered the child robot king.
All right, this whole subplot that never really got resolved.
Nope.
2B, that's an android. A Yorha-type android.
Alert. This unit is currently wanted by
What other
Yorha.
types of androids
Annihilation
are there?
recommended.
Annihilation? But why?
Let's go, 9S.
2B?
Or not.
Bunker to 2B and 9S. We've picked up a signal from the black box.
Let's
of
see
a-
what happens if I hack her. I die. That's what
You
happens.
should probably try hacking her by
Yeah.
What
hacking
you
her.
see in front
Yeah.
of you. is
Have you
your
tried
enemy.
hacking her?
But she's...
She deserted us.
Have I tried not sucking at video games?
Now kill her before she kills you.
Okay, it's just a big explosion, no secret plot.
Fade on sight.
Why?
So which
Why
playthrough
did
do you play as
betray
her?
us?
Command is the one
You'll
that
find out.
betrayed you.
Yes, she is
Oh,
the third
yeah, I
playable
will.
character.
Let's go after her, 2B. Damn, she got away.
Based on how slow that was.
Operator, this is 9S. Patch me through to the commander.
Roger that, 9S.
I'm sorry, Commander. We failed to defeat the fugitive.
I see. Well, at least you're both safe. That's an
But
incredibly
I'm
powerful
very
unit
disappointed
you
in
just
you,
faced.
9S.
You should probably keep your distance in the future.
Commander,
To be. Here's a
why did
promotion.
you two desert the force?
I'm afraid that's classified.
Oh? Huh.
Oh?
2B?
Yeah.
Huh.
Let's go
Huh.
ask Pascal about A2.
Huh.
He might know something.
All right.
Huh.
Huh. Oh.
Huh.
Are we doing Lin-Manuel Miranda lyrics again?
That's my secret, cat.
Thunder or snow, or even amidst the rising flames of war. They were always together. They never understood why. And yet they spent their lives nestled together. Forever. Forever.
Together
and ever.
forever.
Pascal? This is 9S.
Oh, you survived. How wonderful.
Yeah, we're fine. But there's something we want to ask you about.
Of course. Anything.
Actually, it needs to be in person.
Understood. I'll open the gate we built to deter enemy invaders. You'll be able to reach the village through there.
Mysterious letter.
Oh, there's something at the bottom of the canyon.
Oh.
I kind of forgot about that.
Gotta check that out.
I kind of forgot how to get there.
Just follow the canyon.
The canyon that I don't remember where it is.
Hey, you just had the map.
Yeah.
On the map, on the map.
Map! 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 There we go.
That must be the gate Pascal opened for us.
Good guy, Pascal.
We have been expecting you. Pascal told us about you. We will open the gate.
But
We will continue to stand guard.
We will continue to stand here.
forever, as if we are just subroutines in a giant program.
Did you ever feel like you're a plastic bag? Something, something, something. You're a plastic bag.
This is a version that I
That
am
is-
unfamiliar with.
Do you ever feel like a house of cards? Do. You're a house of cards.
You're a plastic. I think you're a plastic bag. That's it. You're just garbage.
God,
You're
do you
garbage.
remember a video or a friend of ours showed us of, well, maybe he didn't, maybe he was not the first one to show you, but Nigel Thornberry singing Firework?
Yes, I do remember that.
Okay.
Eliza. We love Tim Curry.
I don't think it was even this, like, this was early ass YouTube, so it wasn't Nigel Thornberry
was fake.
fully dubbing. No, it wasn't Nigel Thornberry fully dubbed over Firework. It was Nigel Thornberry's weird sound put over the chorus in Firework.
Yeah, it was like, do you ever feel like a plastic?
Eliza. I want to say I remember this, but I also don't want to be a liar.
And that's the worst crime of all. God. What a mood. Little Richard. Thank you for helping out my son. Here, have these 2 torsos and 2 heads.
Here's
all
the dead
separate from
bodies.
each other.
You killed my son, now you're gonna help me dispose of these.
I'm surprised you wish to speak with me personally. Whatever is the matter?
It'll be faster if you just take a look at this recording.
I see. Information about this A2 android is indeed contained within our archives. We all understand her to be rather dangerous. However, she's never visited our village in person. My apologies.
I see.
Let's stay sharp and head back to the resistance camp. We should run a check on our consciousness data and resupply.
Oh yeah. Not the... Oh, wait, actually, I do want to go back to the bunker for a sec.
For a bunker thing.
Well, sort of. Because I just remembered something.
S. Why did you ask Pascal about A2?
Huh?
It's not recommended to interface with machines without consulting command.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Though I suppose such intense curiosity can be admirable, in its own way.
Thank you.
I did find the video you were talking about, man.
Mm-hmm. I see it.
To be.
Still, machines are the enemy. Don't forget it.
Anywho.
Daily
Yeah, for a
reminder
thing.
that machines suck.
Alright, good game, guys. Thanks for hanging out.
So, palate cleanser next week?
Yep.
Yep. Nailed it.
Been a while.
It has been a while since we were able to do that. I extremely like the idea that the commander survived the destruction of the bunker and just is floating around, just looking extremely stern. Just like, God damn it. I can't believe I'm here.
Not again.
The commander is actually a plot of petunias.
I feel like I also saw that video way back in the day.
When was that video published?
Oh,
2013.
Yeah. I love
as,
that one.
Not as much back in the day.
9S, why did you ask Pascal about A2?
Huh?
It's not recommended to
I don't
interface
know,
with
maybe that's a
machines without
re-uploaded
consulting
version. Maybe Taylor
command.
Swift DMC'd the first
I know.
one.
I'm sorry.
Though I suppose such intense curiosity can be admirable in its own way.
Thanks to
So,
Still,
through all of
machines are
the
the
nine,
Don't forget.
through all the 2B things we kept saying or not, and for all of the A2 stuff, are we gonna have to say Brute?
Operator 210 to 9S. This is your regularly scheduled contact.
Nice.
Yeah, no problems here.
That's my
He's
secret
so
cap.
I also need to inform you that the commander offers her personal
I don't
praise
get
for
it.
your recent achievements. As a direct result, we are currently considering boosting production of your model.
Really? I'm happy to hear it. I couldn't have done it without your support, operator. You're always so cool under fire, not to mention beautiful and...
Flattery is unnecessary.
Shut up,
Operator
Nines.
210 out.
I really meant it, though.
Shut the fuck up, Nines.
I really meant it.
You called it a useless piece of junk. Such cruelty! I've barely the words for it. And then I'm gonna go to the amusement park for a sec.
With some Ori sound and music. What a great soundtrack that game had.
Oh, Ori! That was
Yeah.
not what I thought you said.
What do you think I said?
I don't actually know.
What a horny soundtrack.
I mean, yes. Yeah.
You could tell that she wants it.
These
yes.
bouncers are begging to be taken home.
But yes, I agree, Ori. Fantastic game, fantastic soundtrack. I don't actually know if I need any of these, but why not? It never hurts to have a few dozen things you don't need.
Only if they don't spark joy.
Interesting.
Do you want to subjugate?
Did I, like, sneak up on the other one somehow? Is that why I was able to?
I think so. There is that mechanic that you've never done.
That I never actually did once on my first. That was literally the first time I've ever seen that mechanic.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Despite being rejected by Jean-Paul, his followers made no attempt to see him for what he truly was. As Jean-Paul also had no interest in understanding his followers, he began to question the overall meaning of his relationship.
This is exhausting. He doesn't care at all about anyone but himself. And yet his followers just keep talking about how great he is. What's the point of all this? And what's he even getting out of it?
Maybe you should ask him.
Speaking
This
of
place
Disney,
looks familiar. Oh, right. It's from that woman's photograph. I'll be sure to get her the coordinates.
So that's the Pascal's Village song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got a stamp card. Just get all the stamps and stamp your stamp card.
Stamp discovered. It is advisable to recover as many of these collectible items
oh,
as
there's
possible.
10 of them? I think I will not do that right now.
Upon the card.
You're taking this pretty seriously.
I am not doing that.
So you're not taking this pretty seriously?
I will not take this pretty seriously. For the moment. Not live, at least. Say, you want a stamp? Here, take the stamp.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, he stamped you.
You want the stamp?
Take these stamps.
Take the stamp.
You can't handle the stamps. We live in a world with stamps.
I'm trying to think of a good departed quote. What's like? I'm not gonna think of one.
Here, Stampy.
I love the delayed nature of it.
Just was trying to think of anything from The Shining that would make sense. Like,
All stamps and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
That one's way better. Except I think mine gets points for being terrible.
All work and no stamps.
I've left to seek the truth of the world. Throw that trash away.
He's nothing if not
Didn't
consistent.
spark joy.
A weirdo.
The truth of the world
very
is
end.
recycle.
I wonder if all his followers being female had something to do with his weirdness. Did the human sexes interact with each other like this?
Who knows?
Yes.
Only if their
Women-
name is NieR.
Women love finding a cult leader. I got that pitch a cult leader. Bitches love cult leaders.
Not bunker. Resistance camp.
Report.
You've got mail.
Notification received from access point.
Oh, 2B. Our android forces currently have a carrier deployed in the Pacific Ocean. It should be back here to resupply before too long. The resistance is so I'd like to ask— Serious? Dead serious. And with all the machine— Of course. Anyway.
I don't think I will proceed the plot from here because that is a hard cutoff, but I will, and also it's getting a little too late to do so, but I will say next time, once we proceed the plot, it will start to get to be new, interesting stuff, because
I
that
thought it
is
was going
what...
to be 9S stuff.
Well, yes. Yes.
Sorry, you said 2B.
God damn it. I thought you were just dunking on 9S for not being interesting.
No. I was dunking on you for saying we'll be getting 2B doing new stuff.
We'll be getting 9S doing does not roll off nearly as well.
A2 Brute.
I know it's our job and all.
That's a spoiler.
But these resistance types sure do use and abuse us, don't
Spoilies.
they? It's like they see us as a couple of gophers or
Spoilers.
something.
No complaining about your work. Exchanging information with the resistance
Is
a
it a
vital
spoiler
part
if you
of our
don't know it's a
mission.
spoiler and you're just
Besides,
guessing at the
being a
plot?
gopher is safer than being locked in combat all the time.
Does that
Not
count?
dying beats dying any day.
Yeah,
In-
that's true.
Streams that are like extremely plot heavy, where the streamer does not remotely want any information, they will ban speculation because they don't want. Mostly because a lot of times, because people want to sound smart, they act like they're speculating, but they just say the spoiler and just phrase it like they're speculating, and they're just guessing right totally. So,
Yes.
so I've seen a lot of streamers ban that kind of chat talk, which sort of, by its nature, bans speculation, which I think is acceptable for that kind of... Ow!
Yeah, I speculate that the robots are gonna win.
Rude. But yeah, no, for a game like this, I don't think if we did have a bunch of people in chat talking about this stuff, I do not think it would be too bad, unless someone actually came out and did say the giant spoilers under the guise of speculation. Then I might be that person.
Maybe A2 and 2B are the
We
same
don't need
android
such
the whole
things.
time, and that was just a Fight Club scene.
It's an interesting theory.
Once we eradicate the machine life forms, us soldiers won't have anything left to do. We'll enter a new age of peace.
And
when that
9S
happens,
was somehow,
we
like,
should go
not
shopping
noticing.
together. I could buy you...
Many humans also believed pens were mightier than swords.
Yeah, the penis mightier. Yeah.
Welcome to Penn Island. We've seen the orgy scene twice already. I like how you said in the voice chat and then typed fair in the text chat.
What do you mean? I'm Zoro Zafiro, and that's Zoro Zafiro. Yeah, can you imagine if escalators were that fast? Or that operational?
They work as well as the ones I'm accustomed to.
No, those ones you can at least walk up.
There's one in the mall by work that has stopped while I've been on it at least 6 times.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes me feel incredibly fat every time. It's like, oh, it was my weight that broke this.
That is probably not the case.
It was overloaded by people, so it wasn't me alone, but I didn't help. It's like if you get like 8 people on it at the same time, it has a chance to break.
Yeah.
Like literally a ton of people. Like if you get a ton of people on there.
Yeah. A literal ton.
Which a ton of people is fewer people than you think. It's like less than 20.
Yes.
And definitely,
It is
with
enough
a lot
people
of, like, weight
to.
things.
Yeah, it's enough people to add up to 2,000.
There's a ton of people over right now.
Also, a lot of those things with like elevators of like how the capacity limits of like, you know, don't have more than X people definitely were written like
For
a longer time ago.
For non-Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Organic pharmacology textbook discovered.
Interesting.
An anti-inflammation analgesic. The contents of this book are contained in my internal database. What? Tell us that when we started looking for it. A request for information was not submitted. Cool. How to make medicine. Oh, I just have to teach the recipe to him. Okay. But before I do that, in a callback to earlier tonight, I'm
That's
going to
my
jump off
secret
the
cap.
scenery. You're always calling back?
You beat me to the joke. You're stealing that joke, Snap.
And what are we doing down here?
I feel like I saw a quest marker. When I was in the forest, at least.
Doing the drugs. So there's this movie that M. Night Shyamalan put out called Old.
I
and
heard of it.
it's just a speech where he was trying to shoot old. And then there's this tweet that was like, Leonardo DiCaprio not letting any of his girlfriends go near the beach just in case.
No.
I read the Wikipedia plot summary for that movie.
Do you like to watch movies or just spoil them?
Do you like movies about gladiators?
I like movies.
You ever been to a Turkish prison?
I like it.
You ever
that we landed
seen
on the
a
same
grown
one.
man naked? Hey, what were you gonna say there, Kristen?
Oh, I was just said I read the plot somewhere on Wikipedia. It didn't seem like a great movie.
You
I
can't
watched
judge
the YouTube
something by
video on
plot alone.
You can't don't judge a book by its wiki.
But
You gotta
also,
go
like,
enjoy the cinema of it. There's more.
but also,
Plot.
like, has anything M. Night Shyamalan made since the big one that he made been good?
Like
Avatar: The Last Airbender was
No.
terrific.
Solid
No.
movie.
I like
That-
the Unbreakable
that's what-
trilogy. I'll be honest.
But also, can we just like admit finally that Avatar: The Last Airbender was good and people
It
just
wasn't
agreed
Avatar,
on
it
it?
was just The Last Airbender.
Yeah, because James Cameron
Uh-oh.
got pissy.
Well, okay, can we just admit that the
Which is
Last
also why
Airbender-
it's called The Legend of Korra. They couldn't continue using the Avatar name. for
Even
the
though
franchise.
they had the older name, but
Yep.
whatever.
And that Avatar is not like a copyrighted term. And also,
That's
like, look at all the fuck Cameron has done with Avatar in the 12 years
I
since
gotta
Avatar.
change my AOL avatar. I mean, picture.
Right?
I can't log on to AIM for some reason.
Hmm.
Keep saying the server's down. Stop with that.
You could try.
Damn you, James Cameron!
Try MSN instead. MSN Messenger.
I never had that one. Sounds dumb.
Try Yahoo Instant Messenger.
I also didn't have that one. I moved
But
straight from
Trillion.
AIM to Facebook chat.
Guard, weren't
Try-
you and I using Trillion at some point?
Well, Trillion
Love
was
their beers.
Trillion was just a wrapper for other services.
Oh, okay.
Millionaire. A trillionaire.
That was how I dealt. Trillion was the program that I used to deal with the fact that some friends were diehard Yahoo Instant Messenger, some were AIM, some were MSN Messenger. And it just meant I could have all of my accounts messaged to one app, and I didn't need to care what the fuck you used.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Oh, that's Gar. He likes Trillion. We judge him. He doesn't like our purebred app.
Trillion was named. I don't even get it. It was named after the semi love interest from The Hitchhiker's Guide. For reasons.
Was that Zoe Deschanel?
Yes.
Was it?
Yeah.
I read the books. Excuse me.
I read the books
I-
and saw the movie.
I did neither, but I was a Zoe Deschanel stan in high school. Love
yeah.
those manic pixie dream girls.
Yeah, you seem the type.
Yeah, I was the
tracks.
type.
Yeah.
It was
Well-
a perfectly adequate movie.
Yeah, so we just know was Trillion. That's right.
Interesting.
Look out,
Yeah.
property brother. I'm coming for you. She's engaged or married or something to a property brother.
Just a random property brother, not like,
One of the property brothers.
So this
or
is
just
like
a brother who has property.
I'm remembering that this came out before Martin Freeman was as big as he was. This is one of his earlier like breakthrough roles, and that's a song. I'm just noticing
You
that
don't
the rest of the
remember
cast.
Emil's Joyous shop song?
To stop.
I do. Just I wasn't expecting it. But, I don't know. It's a pretty big cast. It's Sam Rockwell, Mos Def, Bill Nighy,
Yeah.
Warwick Davis,
No, I
John
remember that.
Rickman, Anna Chancellor,
Bill
John
Nye,
Malkovich
the
Jr.,
British
Steve
guy.
yeah, different from Bill Nye.
Yeah.
They are in fact
The
different.
the other Bill Nye.
The other Bill Nye, yeah.
So I was watching Black Panther, and all I could think of Martin Freeman's character is that it was just a role made for Jason Bateman, but they got Martin Freeman instead.
I can see it.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. He was busy.
Her?
We have to get Ron Howard to do the overlay narration of anything.
God, I just remembered there are like 2 or 3 more Arrested Development seasons I haven't seen.
And so, with T'Chaka dead, T'Challa took over the throne. I'm not going to do a Black Panther imitation.
Yep. Let's go ahead and not do that.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. I would support that decision.
Maybe
Also, I
off
gotta
stream.
drop off, guys.
Alright,
Alright.
that's fair.
Alright.
I don't think we're doing anything.
Fly free, Falcon.
Thank you. I shall. I'll assume that I won't miss riveting plot.
Good night.
Yes, I'm slurping for the road.
I love Whoppers. Fucking ASMR.
Sorry, is this
streams.
Burger King sponsored ASMR?
Yes.
I hope it is Burger King sponsored.
Brought to you by Pepsi
Yep.
and other B brands.
I fucking love chicken fries.
Okay, so just
I
one,
hate your whisper so fucking much. It is haunting.
yeah, a little bit. So one minor observation before I go. That one, why is that robot's head in its ass?
It's a penis. It's just a penis.
Oh, it is
Two,
not. It
I
is
was
not a
seeing, like,
singular
4
robot head.
frames for a bit.
Yeah,
So
I am sorry. I am legit at a loss as to how to make the Discord stream better. But
all
also, he still has a head in the normal place.
yeah,
So
he's
has a
got 2
penis.
heads.
You know,
Yeah.
the head place.
Enjoy
It's just
your
treating you like a penis.
yeah. Well, enjoy your melatonin alcohol.
Please
Yes.
don't.
Yes, I will enjoy that. Thanks to the suggestion by Zoro.
Yeah.
Bye guys, enjoy fighting the 2-headed monster.
Hey.
Nice.
Go back to whispering.
Now that she's gone.
I request that we do not.
What's your Burger King? Alright, I'm done.
We've been playing a lot of these kind of levels tonight.
That's all
It's
9S.
what 9S does.
Yeah, it is just. It's
He's
not
a
really a
hacker.
level, it's just sort of a mechanic of 9S's. It does a lot of damage to enemies.
It's like you commit code at work and you're like, I feel like we've been committing a lot of code today. It's just what you do.
I haven't felt that way in years.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like
You know, Zoro and I,
went to
Zoro
a
and I commit
meeting.
a lot of code.
You went to a meeting and it's like, I feel like we've been having a lot today.
Yeah.
That's
Can
a
you-
better one.
Well, I mean, I
Can
do
you-
do that.
Can you switch this allegory to talking about Excel sheets? Because I feel like that's the most.
Yeah,
Why
it's
are
like
we
you
writing
your
Excel
roadmap, and then you were like, all we've been doing is road mapping.
It's like you've been complaining about your job, and you're like, it's like all we've been doing is complaining about your job today.
Alright, this might be a good time to call it.
Yeah. I'll go.
Before we
and-
get too spicy,
Yeah.
are you limiting my freedom of speech?
This has been
Unbelievable.
This has been a raunchy stream. But yeah, I'll go ahead and wrap up the side quests over the course of the week so that we can focus on plot next time.
Yeah, Disney is going to acquire Pornhub in 2025. Mark my word. That's how I'm ending it.
And it's going to be PG-13 only.
It's my secret cap. I'm always PG-13.
And end the stream.
I hate you all. Good night.
Peace.